Please, for the love of all that is holy, do not go to CNN for your commentary. If you want good analysis, find it somewhere else. I mean, the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal are pretty good. You're not really going to get analysis and commentary from, like, the AP. Unfortunately for the New York Times, they had that whole Sarah Jeong thing, and I'm like, dude, you've got no principles if you're going to support someone like that. So it's really tough to try and figure out where you can hear good opinions, informed opinions, and analysis on news stories, right? And let me differentiate. Analysis would be like, if a story came out, I said, hey, check out this story, and then look at this context, these other stories that relate to it. That's a good analysis. An opinion would be like, I mean, obviously, I think my opinions are good because I'm me and everyone likes their opinions, but I try to make sure all of my opinions come from some kind of factual source or some principle or philosophy. Now, opinions, and I'll differentiate too, it's one thing if I say, hey, this is why I don't think this type of government works, and it's another thing if I said, it is a fact that this government doesn't work. They're both opinions, right? And you know, when we're talking about facts, we're talking about stories where something is definitively true. Like this story. CNN's bungled reporting is a sight to behold. While a sight to behold is an opinion, CNN certainly has bungled reporting, and the Daily Caller has compiled a list, which I think is hilarious, and I want to break down because let me say this, okay? CNN does fine reporting. They do. Even with this story, and there's a lot of people rolling their eyes saying, Tim, what are you talking about? CNN lies, they're fake news. I'm not saying that's not true either. I'm saying that when it comes to really basic information, CNN's pretty much okay. But when it comes to their political commentary and their editorial decisions, it's total nonsensical bullshit, right? It's that simple. If, like, a dog did a backflip, CNN's going to report a dog did a backflip, and that's okay. But for the love of God, don't go to CNN to learn about politics. Ah, Jesus. So let's take a look. This is fascinating. This is a great article. I love it. Despite CNN's assertion this week that it does not lie, the network has an extensive history of bungled reporting. Okay, you see, let me just call Daily Caller out right here. Okay, listen. CNN not lying is different from CNN being incompetent. And I think, you know, Hanlon's razor, never assume malice when it could be incompetence. However, I do think CNN lies as well. I just think that when it comes to basic reporting, you're probably going to be okay, but avoid them when it comes to politics. The other thing I want to point out is CNN is owned by Time Warner, which is a large contributor to Hillary Clinton, so don't be surprised by what you see here. So Trump said CNN is being torn apart from within based on their being caught in a major lie and refusing to admit the mistake. Sloppy Carl Bernstein, a man who lives in the past and thinks like a degenerate fool, making up story after story, is being laughed at all over the country. Fake news. Okay. CNN ran a story on July 27th. I did a video about this, where they claimed that Michael Cohen was claiming Donald Trump knew about a Trump Tower meeting with Russians. However, Lanny Davis, the lawyer for Michael Cohen, is saying that's not true. He was the source and he was wrong. CNN claims to have more than one source, and they're refusing to retract. So people are saying CNN's lying. We know Lanny Davis came out and said it's not true, I was wrong, I should have done a better job. But CNN said, nope, we're standing by our reporting. So here's the thing. Do I think CNN is lying? No, that's not fair to say they're lying. They're just probably wrong. It's that simple. They have reason to believe they're right. We have reason to believe they're wrong. You really got to pick one. And that's it, because people on the left are going to say, I trust CNN. Lanny Davis is backpedaling bullshit. CNN's also claiming that they worded the story carefully so that even if Lanny Davis did backpedal, the story would be sound. And that's bullshit. That's what these news companies do. They structure language in such a way that they can get away with it and make you believe things even if there's no evidence to suggest. So I'm going to lean more towards Lanny Davis, the lawyer of Michael Cohen, is probably right. If he's saying Cohen doesn't know, what are you going to do? You can't contradict a direct source. Even if CNN has a source outside of Lanny Davis saying, no, Cohen knows this, I'm not going to trust an anonymous source over the lawyer for the guy, okay? If Lanny Davis says it's not true, CNN, you probably got to issue an update, a retraction, or a correction. You got to do it. But they're not doing it. So because of this, people are calling them liars, but it's complicated, right? So they can honestly say they're not lying. They can legally say they're not lying. They're just mistaken. But let's take a look at some of the... but again, I want to go back and point out, you know, how they said... They're trying to make it seem like because CNN claiming they don't lie, bungled reporting is lying. It's not, but let's look at how bad CNN is at what they do. Number one, the Scaramucci slip. CNN retracted a story in June 2016 claiming that former Trump advisor Anthony Scaramucci was under investigation by Congress for his alleged ties to Russia. The story relied on one anonymous congressional source, and CNN apologized for the error. 3 reporters had to resign over the botched report. Wow. Trump Jr. collusion. So this one is CNN reported in December, Trump Jr. received special access to documents stolen by WikiLeaks. Oh, God, I remember this. And it was just not true. Jesus. CNN updated the report, but still has not explained how two sources managed to give them the wrong date on the email. They got an email. It was wrong. Wrong story. The 17 intel agencies lie. Okay, I wouldn't call this a lie, right? So former National Intelligence, Director of National Intelligence, Clapper, said during a congressional hearing that 3 intelligence agencies, CIA, NSA, and FBI, concluded that Russia interfered in the election. CNN has repeatedly claimed that 17 agencies came to the same conclusion about Russian meddling. And this was the criticism I had over this, because the 17 intelligence agency includes the Department of Energy, the Department of the Treasury, and the DEA, among others, would have no authority to make any assertions about Russian meddling in the elections. I wouldn't call it a lie, because there is an interagency communication system, and they all did agree that they believe this to be true. But the reason I think it's misleading is that you're not going to take the word of the Treasury Department over what's going on simply because they had a guy read some documents. I think it's fine to say the CIA, NSA, and FBI agree on this, but what they're doing by saying 17 intelligence agencies all agree, it's like, no, hold on. You've got your main intel agencies, you know, CIA, NSA, FBI, and the other agencies are defaulting to their investigation. So it's misleading, but, you know, is it a lie? Is CNN willfully trying to mislead people? That's going to be an opinion, you know. Comey testimony crumbles. There's a lot in here, so I don't want to read through too much of it, but this is an article that claimed James Comey would contradict President Trump's claim he was not under investigation. The article was published before Comey released his prepared opening statement. The article and headline have been corrected. Yep. The Trump fish food thing, oh dear Lord. When Shinzo Abe dumped the food in the water, they zoomed in on Trump doing it, and then everyone made fun of Trump because they're like, oh no, Trump, what are you doing? You're supposed to just sprinkle the food in. But Trump was just doing what Shinzo Abe did. He was like, all right, you know, when in Rome, do what the Romans do. But that's what they want to do. They're going to make them look bad. So, clean bill of health. Republicans were authoring a new health care bill. CNN claimed that GOP changes to Obamacare would make rape and sexual assault pre-existing conditions. Wait, what? PolitiFact rated the claim mostly false, explaining the bill does not change what is or is not a pre-existing condition. Okay. I don't know what that means anyway, but sure. You know what? I don't want to read through too much of this because I want to talk more about CNN. But look, we got a story about Cuomo. Just tap it in. A story about Obama. That was oh, here's one. CNN originally announced Trump's claim that former President Barack Obama was wiretapping phones in Trump Tower was a flat-out lie. Then, in September, CNN reported that FBI had a wiretap on former campaign chairman Manafort, who had a residence in Trump Tower. It just keeps happening. CNN reporter Jeff Zeleny tweeted that Trump had not taken questions from reporters. Trump answered questions. Republicans did not fund the dossier. If you build it, they will lie. So look at this. This is just a ton of gaffes, and this is only within like the past couple of years. So school shooting slip up. After a May shooting at Santa Fe High School in Texas, CNN reporters immediately began claiming that there were 22 school shootings on the year. However, CNN wildly exaggerates the number of school shootings using methodology that includes accidental firearm discharges on school property. Yeah, this is the problem with whenever it comes to gun stories. You know, what's a mass shooting? Some people will be like, well, if a person shoots at least 3 people, it's a mass shooting, and then all of a sudden, like, gang violence becomes a mass shooting, and then they talk about all these mass shootings. And then some stories say, oh no, a mass shooting is only when an ideologue goes after a bunch of random people, so gangs don't count, and then everyone's trying to... For example, one listed shooting at Savannah State University in Georgia involved just 2 people, neither of whom were students. Yep. See, that's framing the narrative. That's what CNN's doing. Where's Melania? Multiple CNN reporters speculated about the whereabouts of Melania Trump after a scheduled kidney surgery and then denied responsibility for any conspiracy theories about the First Lady. While Stelter blamed random internet commenters for specific conspiracy theories about plastic surgery or a move to NYC, CNN repeated such theories in an article and even asked Melania's spokesperson to comment on them. And you know, it's funny. How about the time that Don Lemon asked whether or not it would have made it's possible a black hole swallowed an airplane? How about that? Hands up fake news. This is actually really interesting, and I wouldn't call it a lie, but a CNN panel consisting of Margaret Hoover, Sally Cohn, Sunny Hostin, and Mel Robbins displayed the hands up don't shoot gesture in 2014 while talking about marches against police violence. It was a reference to Michael Brown. However, The DOJ concluded in a report in 2015 that physical and forensic evidence showed Brown's hands could not have been above his waist. And what's funny is the evidence is actually a CNN story. So this is why I say don't go to them for political commentary, because they'll accurately report what the DOJ said. The DOJ said his hands were below his waist. But their panels, their commentary will be nonsense, plain and simple. So it ends with this story. CNN deceptively edited a video of Cheryl Smith and Kimberly Neal, the sisters of an, oh, this is fucking insane. Okay, so you had these two women, and they showed this clip where they said, don't bring that violence here, don't bring that violence here, Kimberly Neal, his other sister, said while sobbing. However, in a longer video, she said, y'all burning down shit, we need our community. Take that shit to the suburbs, burn that shit down. We need our shit, we need our weaves. I don't wear it, but we need it. And so basically, they played this video where it sounded like this woman, this is the sisters of an unarmed man who was shot by the police. They claimed these women were calling for peace, and they edited it so it sounded like they did. This is one of the most fucked up things I've seen from CNN. These women were calling straight up to burn the suburbs down, a direct call for violence, incitement to riot. And CNN aired it to make it seem like they were calling for peace. Why would they do that? Really weird, really creepy. But hey, this article is actually really, really funny. So there's just so much. CNN. I'll say it one more time. If a dog does a backflip, you're going to see a story that says dog does backflip. If the DOJ says Michael Brown had his hands down, you're going to see a story that says the DOJ said this. But when it comes to their op-ed, analysis, editorial stuff, their panels, their channel, stay away. Seriously. All right, stick around. I got another video coming up in just a few minutes.